So one day in 10th grade, after she had sliced her wrist in her room, she comes downstairs and picks up a kitchen knife and starts stabbing herself in the arm, right in front of her mother and brother.
And they have no idea why.
So they bring her to the hospital, and only then, what happened? Did the mother find out what happened?
Sad.
That ain't no fish. That's a saltwater freight train. And when you're dragging one of those monsters over the rail, you don't need pretty boy fashion. You need chasing tail. Built for fish guts, mud, campfire smoke, and lies that get better every time you tell them. Chasing tail. Wear it, wreck it, wear it again. Get yours at chasingtail.com.
Welcome to Cumberland Unfiltered podcast, coming to you from the Cumberland Tavern Studios. I'm Caleb, your host. Next to me over here on my right is Mr. Brad. Nacho. And then we've got Mr. Jason Dean.
The boogeyman.
And then tonight at the table, we've got a guy who went from Harvard baseball star to the major leagues, got drafted in the first round, and never stopped swinging. A two-time All-American, an economist, a Cape Cod League Hall of Famer. He played over 200 games in the big leagues, including a stint with the 1986 Boston Red Sox, one of the most infamous teams in franchise history.
Ooh.
After baseball, he built companies, led a think tank, and took aim at Rhode Island's political machine. Welcome to the table, Mike Stenhouse.
Sten.
Or as we call him, Stenny.
Stenny, that's the nickname. That's the baseball. You guys, my official brothers in arms now, so that's the baseball nickname. So let's go with Stenny. Stenny, either way, guys.
How you doing tonight?
I like it.
Thanks for coming on.
Great drive up here. Nice, great studio.
You like it?
Oh, yeah.
Especially love what's in your shelves up there.
We can't mention their names.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we have a sip on air?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know the guys on the national beer commercials can't. Cheers. Salute, gentlemen.
That's right. They're not allowed to, right? Yeah, I saw that.
We're on. This is internet TV, so it don't matter what you do. I mean, if you wanted to jump on the tape, never mind.
Sometimes I want to jump on the table and strangle Caleb, but I don't do it.
I don't know why.
I guess I'll find out soon, huh? We'll find out soon.
How you doing tonight?
Good to be in Cumberland. You know, I haven't been here since I think I watched my son play American Legion ball here many years ago.
American Legion ball.
Jimmy Dauber. You guys know Coach Dauber?
Yeah, I know Dauber.
Dauber was coaching the team. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember him because we sponsor the American Legion out of the Upper Deck, which is a baseball, softball facility in town.
Hey, you might
along with the American
visit.
Legion.
You might visit there sometime. The Upper Deck.
Oh, I've been there.
You have been.
Yeah,
I've been there. Yeah, I've had.
Yeah, just say that's what Dauber. That's what that's what they hit before
Nice.
the weather's good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you own it, right? Like you're part owner of it, or full owner?
The old man. Yeah.
Is the Upper Deck near a playhouse or something, or a theater?
No, you get the.
What am I thinking of?
It's part of the other building. You get pet
Okay.
food experts
All
in there.
All right, but I've definitely been there. No question.
That's pretty cool. Anyway, so I guess we're just going to dive right into this, man. Take us back. So before the show, we were talking about you got this book here. And there was a saying
Go ahead,
in
Jason.
the book.
Oh,
Jason,
yeah,
I want Jason to read the saying because it's priceless.
Unfortunately, Stenny handed me this book, and he told me so.
This might not be an episode where we interview. We might just read excerpts from the book.
Well, I only read two.
Before you read, can I just set it up for you?
Yeah.
Because this is
absolutely.
when I used to do public speaking, this is how I would do it. You know, I get baseball cards in the mail all the time, and I sign them. Blah blah blah. Okay. One day I open up and there's no cards in there. It's just a letter, and you know how it's folded in thirds, like this. I think I've even got it's folded in thirds, and it said, "Dear Miss Stenhouse, my name is Al Pepper, and I'm writing a book on baseball players. And based on my research, I have determined that you are the 32nd greatest player of all time. Who, and then I'll leave it to Jason to give the punchline.
So the title of the book is
He messed up the punchline, didn't he?
No, he did. No, it hangs. This is a good one.
Mendoza's Heroes.
Remember Mario Mendoza? He was a perpetual great fielding shortstop. Never hit over 200. Yeah.
50 batters below 200. Al Pepper. So Stenny says, "Oh, I'm in there. I'm 32, and it's earmarked." So I open right to it, and I read the first line of the Mike Stenhouse, Sten the man, Mike Stenhouse, outfield, 1958, and there's a dash there. So I imagine you.
Boy, that was my birth year.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
I'm not dead yet, I guess.
that's
Because they haven't
58.
felt
Why did the dash? Oh, shit.
Not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. Thank God there's nothing after the dash. All right. So the first line on the Mike Stenhouse chapter is holding a degree in economics from Harvard. Mike Stenhouse could be the only baseball player in Major League history with an IQ higher than his career batting average. I was like, ouch.
So when I unfolded that letter, it said 32nd greatest player of all time who had a career batting average below 200. And that's what this book is about.
So then,
You know who's number one? Bob Uecker.
No way, Bob Uecker.
yeah. So then Stenny puffs his chest out and said, "Well, because I was from Harvard, he asked me to write the foreword." So I'm like, and he shows me the foreword. So I'm like, "Oh, let me read a little bit of the foreword. This is, it's going to be some."
Did you know he was going to read this?
Yeah. So the greatest thing about humility, right? The only thing I find more astonishing than someone writing a book about below 200 hitters is that I'm in the book about below 200 hitters. And then the next sentence is something I think all of us have muttered at one time in our lives. It just wasn't supposed to end up this way.
Oh, man.
There's my career, folks. There you have it. Can we go home now?
That is great.
Or maybe it was. Maybe it was supposed to end up that way. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny, though.
But then I didn't know this. Your father Dave was 1962 American League All-Star.
Well, my dad is if you ever want to absolutely give somebody 20-1 odds, maybe not in this state, on a trivia question, you'll win. It's my dad. My dad was the first rookie pitcher ever to start a Major League All-Star game.
No kidding.
No kid.
The second was Mark Fidrich, and the third was Fernando Valenzuela, and we just had Paul Skeens do it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Last year with the Pirates. So my dad got a little rebirth of fame because it started listing those other three guys. He's the fourth or fifth guy to ever do this. My dad was the first.
No
That's
kid.
great.
So you're from a baseball family. Right?
Yeah, my brother got up to AAA with the Toronto Blue Jays. If he didn't hurt his knees, he'd have been a big league catcher. In fact, he was ahead of Ernie Witt and Buck Martinez, if you remember those guys. He was ahead of them. Wow. And then he got hurt, and they went past him.
You told us
no
a
kid.
good story about the guy who collected all the baseball cards because he had planned on you and your brother both making
it
the
big.
majors. Yeah. So and then you came. How many baseball cards was it? About 3,000.
Yeah. After he passed away, or as he was getting older, when he realized his investment was going to be worth ugats, he started just giving some of the stuff to me. And then when he passed away, his wife and his son gave the rest of it to me. And so I have. Just all kinds of baseball cards and jerseys and things he had bought.
No kid. That's
he'd actually found the practice jersey I actually wore in 1986 for the Red Sox.
Wow.
No, and then he found the game uniform, number 37.
No kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean,
How
at
do you
least
track that down?
it might be worth something now.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Number 37 is who'd they give 37 to?
No, I'm talking about your stuff, like your stuff.
My stuff ain't worth diddly.
Usually,
In fact, I say, hey, will you sign my card? You sure? I said it's going to go down in value if I sign it.
That's right. We used to use those things in our spokes in the bikes growing up.
So since we're talking about baseball a little bit, take us back. Where'd you get your start in baseball?
The first team I played for, I remember it, and the first home run I hit was in T-ball in Hawaii in 1965. My dad was playing AAA ball for the Washington Senators, which is in Honolulu.
No kidding.
And I went and finished April and May and June of my second grade in Hawaii schools.
Wow.
Outdoor
That's pretty
huts,
cool.
basically, grass huts.
Yeah.
That's
My mother dressed me all up, and like we used to, and then I go, and they're all in bare feet and shorts and t-shirts. I go, Mom, don't ever do this to me again. And then I played on the t-ball team, but we spent 5 months in Hawaii.
No
year.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So,
So that's where I got my start.
So is that when, like, did you know then that baseball was your thing? Like,
Oh, I don't think so. Probably by junior high.
Gotcha.
I was starting to get a feel that I was pretty good, comparatively, and my dad, being a former player, knew a lot of the scouts, and he knew a lot of people were starting to look at me. And then into high school, I would have been drafted in high school, but after I got accepted to Harvard, he said, unless at the time it was a lot of money, now it's nothing, but he said, unless you're going to pay him $100,000, don't even bother drafting him because he's going to Harvard.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
Get the education first.
Yeah, and Harvard had a hell of a baseball team. They had just been in the College World Series a couple of years before that. They played Freddie Lynn's USC team out there. So, so they had they were number 2 ranked in New England at the time behind Maine. So you got the academics and you had the really good baseball.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, because the White Sox tried to grab you from there too, didn't they? They tried to grab you in the middle of that?
White
you
Sox?
went back to school? Was it the White Sox?
No.
Somebody made you an offer. I think.
Oakland drafted me, would
Oakland.
draft me after my junior year.
Oh, that's right.
But I got to tell you one story
Yes, please.
in
do.
recruiting.
Please tell us a lot of stories.
I wasn't sure where I was accepted in. Now get this. Now I also played basketball.
Okay.
I was all state, Cranston East in basketball, but baseball was my thing, and I knew that. Yale recruited me. I was accepted, but they recruited me only for basketball. Same with Dartmouth.
No kid.
Brown recruited me for both, and Harvard was the only one that got it right and recruited me just for baseball. So that meant a lot to me. But I still wanted to try to play a couple years of basketball because it was in my persona. That was what I did in the winter. I played basketball. So the baseball coach had Satch Sanders, who was the varsity coach, give me a call and said, look, I don't know you. I'm not recruiting. I can't promise you anything other than you'll get a fair shot if you come here. But having Satch, the legendary Satch Sanders,
that's awesome.
I said, Mom, I think I'm going to go to Harvard. Yeah, so that was the clincher. A basketball
That's
thing
funny.
was the clincher for me in baseball.
For baseball.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about baseball, really. I'll be honest. And when I see something that says .475 as a freshman All-American, what does that mean?
That's 475 average. That's his
So
batting average.
Oh, okay.
So
So that's
So
it. That's
explain
like
it to me like I'm 5, because I don't
So
know
it's
about
like-
if I had
Sorry.
100 at bats, I would have had hits 47 and a half.
Correct,
percent of the
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Now I see what you're saying.
That was the second
It's
highest.
a percentage.
Yes,
Oh.
that was the second highest in the country that year.
Well, thank you. See? Now
Yeah.
I understand.
And the lead guy.
You got to edit that out. My God.
No, I'm fine
Holy
with looking
mackerel.
stupid.
The guy that beat me was from Gonzaga. He had 480. And to this day, every time I see Gonzaga in the basketball tournament, I want him to lose. I hate Gonzaga.
yeah, 'cause
that damn guy hit 5 points higher than me.
oh, that's funny.
So, what was it like when you hit your first home run?
In the big leagues?
Yeah, in the big leagues. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that was very memorable. It's off a guy named Andy Hawkins, who would later pitch for the Yankees, but he was with the Padres at the time. I was with the Expos, and it was in Olympic Stadium, and it was a 1-1 game, and I had a home run in the bottom of the 8th, put us up 2-1, solo home run, long, great shot I hit, and it looked like I was going to be the hero of the game, but my good buddy Pete Rose made a big error in the 9th, and they scored 2 runs, and we ended up losing 3-2.
Oh, no.
So I went for.
I wonder why he made that error.
By the way, Pete Rose, God rest his soul, he was a great friend. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame.
And of course, we played cards with him all the time. And of course, every card game was for money.
Yeah, of course. I was
It's the only
gonna
way to
say,
play
yeah.
cards.
That's the only way to do it,
It's the only way to play cards.
according to Pete, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's some skin in the game.
Yeah.
Your father, did he tried out for the Twins, right? Or was it Twins or Expos?
It was the Twins, yeah.
Twins, yeah.
Your dad
yeah?
did?
He got recruited down in South Carolina. I ended up playing for the Gamecocks for a couple of years. And then ended up, same thing, bounced back up
Was
here.
Bobby Richardson the coach here at the time?
Oh, boy. I don't know.
Because he coached at South Carolina for a long time. The great Yankee
I'd have
second
to
baseman.
ask him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he probably should have done the baseball. I mean, same thing. It's always been his
Rumor
love,
tells me
too.
he's been pretty successful otherwise.
No doubt, he has. But he definitely baseball's his love. Same thing. That's why he started the upper deck back in I think it was like 99, something like that. 98.
You played baseball too. You said you were
Yeah,
telling us
I
about
played-
your first home run.
I played
not in the big leagues, but
No, it's McCarthy Field in West Warwick.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, shit, that was like my Legion year. I was probably 16, 17 then.
yeah.
That was
Great
the first
field.
one. But it was I played through college, but didn't have a career you had.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Didn't you guys buy a minor league team? Gambling.
Oh, really?
gambling
I
on
invested
the
in.
fact
Well, that's
that-
where the stone crabs. So the baseball, softball teams we run out of the upper deck are called the Rhode Island Stone Crabs, and that was because my dad and Al Cerrone, Al.
Yeah, the car guy.
Yeah.
Be glad you did.
Yeah.
Yes. They invested through Lou Schweckheimer with the Paw Sox.
God bless
I'm
his
sure you.
soul.
I know you know Lou. Yeah.
Oh, I was devastated when we lost. Lou.
Yes,
Oh,
I know.
devastated.
Good guy. And they hooked up with him and they invested in it was like a Cuban baseball initiative.
Yeah.
And two of the teams, one of them was a Port Charlotte Stone Crabs down in Florida.
Right.
And then the other one was it was like the New Orleans Zephyrs.
Yeah, they
or
bought
something
the
like
New
that.
Orleans team. Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
And then
So you guys
COVID.
were invested in that?
Yeah, then unfortunately COVID put the Stone Crabs out, but
Yep.
we took the name. We called Lou, asked if we could use a name up here in the program.
Oh, okay.
And so now we have 17 between softball, baseball teams from 9U up to 16U
Oh, very cool.
that we have run on the upper deck.
Not quite the first minor league team in Cuba, but
No,
a close second. A close second.
I'm learning a lot about them tonight. I've known them for almost the entire
Well, not
year.
me. I had nothing to do with that. I was
no, but that
somewhere
was that was pretty cool. That would have been a cool thing if that had actually made it.
Yes.
COVID kind of crushed all that.
I met with Lou on all that, and in fact, I've got a hat and a bag with that logo on it.
Oh,
that
no
he gave
kidding.
me. Lou was a very dear friend of mine.
Good guy. I only met him a few times,
A
but
very dear
he was a
friend.
good guy.
I don't know any of them people. I'm sorry.
He was
Didn't you
the
get-
president of the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I know that name.
Didn't you get like a truck full of defunct gear? They were like, "Do you want all the hats and shirts?"
Yeah, once they went out, they sent
Yeah.
us everything, all the stuff out of the shop. So it was like
Out
we
of the pro
got
shop.
have a truckload of just hats and shirts, and so needless to say, I got a lot of stone crab shit at home.
So I assume we could probably sit here and talk about baseball all night in this.
Wait, we're not
crowd.
done yet.
Whatever you want,
We're
boss.
not done yet.
Whatever you want, boss.
I want to talk about that photo you showed us. That
Yeah. Let's start. Show it to us.
Yeah, the Don Mattingly photo
Sorry.
with you and your brother.
Mickey
Before we-
Mantle.
Before we, oh,
Don
Mickey Mantle.
Mattingly?
Jesus,
Don
Jesus,
Mattingly.
Sorry.
I thought you said you didn't know anything about baseball.
Jay likes to pretend he knows things.
It was a
I'm
Yankee.
just honest about it.
You have the team
us what
right at
this
least,
is.
I guess.
So that was 1963, I think, and it was Father Sunday for the Washington Senators in D.C. Stadium. The Yankees happened to be in town, but on Father Sunday, now that it's Father Kids Day now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But all the kids got their little Senators uniform. We'd play a game against the fathers, wiffle ball.
Yep.
With the big bats.
great.
But the Yankees happened to be in town that day, and so when we were out in the field, and I can kind of remember shagging fly balls in the outfield that day. But he had us go over and pose for a picture with the Mick.
That's
The
awesome.
great number
awesome.
7. The great
That's
number
awesome,
7.
yeah.
Yep.
That's a
So
great.
I know
No,
I most,
if you sign that one, it'll probably make it worth a little more.
if Mickey had signed it, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, right.
And then you got this. You said you told
We'll
us
have
this was
Don
your
Mattingly
favorite
sign
one.
it while we're
Yeah,
at it.
this is remember the old Imus in the morning routine
Oh,
with
yeah.
the guy? He goes,
Yeah.
what doesn't belong and why? Right? Well, look at that lineup, and you got, what's to say? I can't, Raines and
Pete Rose and-
Rose and Dawson and Carter,
Yeah.
and then who's this scrub Stenhouse? I mean, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing in that Hall of Fame lineup? What doesn't belong and why?
That was when you were batting 475.
No, that's when I was batting below 200. Trust me.
Was that at me? 475. Sorry. I
Well, yeah, maybe I should
have
say
no
point
qualms.
475. Is that what I'm saying?
I have no qualms in telling you I don't know anything. Jay likes to pretend he knows a lot of stuff.
I even wrote down Mickey Mantle, but I said Don Mattingly.
I played against Don Mattingly, but that my friend, I know Don Mattingly, and that is not Don Mattingly.
And then this is This is probably worth something here.
Yeah, that
Tell us
one.
what this.
That one, I had to fight my wife to let me get out of the house tonight.
Oh, no
She
way.
protects that, but we went to
That's awesome.
the '86 team, as you know, went to the World Series and we lost to the Mets. I wasn't on the postseason roster, just to be clear. I was there in the middle part. But anyway, in 2016, we had a 30-year anniversary of the team. They had a 3-day affair. They had us upstate overnight, 2 nights. It was an amazing affair. So they gave us all a jersey with our numbers from that year. That's me, 37. That was Bill Lee's old number.
Bill Lee,
And
spaceman.
I got around to a lot of the guys to sign the back. I didn't hit everybody, but I don't know who's on there. Gary, Joe Morgan, Bruce Hurst, Stapleton, Spike Owen, Wade Boggs is on there somewhere. Bruce Hurst, Marty Barrett. Yep.
Marty Barrett.
Nice.
So that's probably worth something there.
Maybe, yeah, but I'd never give it up.
Did you put your name on it?
He's on here too.
Oh,
Am
there
I
you
on
go.
there? Did I sign it?
Well, I
Okay.
guess it's devalued then.
Yeah, it's devalued.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're on the 7th.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
what other
Did you
goodies
know
did
Bill
have?
Lee?
Oh, Bill Lee's a great friend. Bill for many years, I would say in the 90s into the 2000s, he used to organize softball games for charity.
No kidding.
So it'd be Bill Lee's Traveling All-Stars, and we usually play against local police or fire department teams who had their regular teams. And we'd play for charity.
Yep.
And they'd get a third-party marketing firm come in, and they used to pay us $500 a player to drive up to Maine or wherever. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but
Yeah, right.
covered
Still.
your expenses.
Yeah.
But they used to raise $20,000-$30,000 a game. I mean,
kidding.
they would have 400, 500, 600 people at these games.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
It was
kidding. huh?
incredible. Yeah, they would just hit the phones and ask people for donations, and they'd have ads in the program, and they would raise the money for the local police and fire charities. Yeah.
He seems like he'd be a fun guy to hang out
Oh
with.
my God! But he's the funniest bastard. You know, they asked him a long time ago. You know, in the '80s. Doing the baseball interview, the advent of the new stadiums with the AstroTurf, and they asked him, "What do you like better, AstroTurf or grass?" And he goes, "I don't know. I never smoked AstroTurf."
I can totally see that coming out of his mouth.
That's awesome. I like it. I wonder if
He was a wild man. Spaceman,
The
right? They call him
spaceman.
Spaceman,
Yep,
yeah.
spaceman.
So we were looking at our assistant producer has a couple of your cards that I think he had you sign, and there were a few times where you would go from the majors into the minors into the why does one do that?
Well, guys either get hurt at the big league level and they got to call someone up, or you're having such a good year in the minor leagues. They say, we got to get this guy up onto our roster, but you got to let someone else go. In my case, I got called up, but then I couldn't get regularly playing. And I was, for whatever reason, I was not good at playing part-time. Yeah. So my stats started sinking, and then they'd send me down because I sucked. And then they'd bring somebody else up. So when they make trades, when somebody gets hurt, when they release somebody, when somebody's hot or somebody's cold, they're constantly shuffling guys up or down. And I was, I played parts of 5 years in the big leagues, 3 with the Expos, 1 full year with the Twins. It's my only full year. And then a partial year with the Red Sox in '86. Out of my 8-year professional career, first 2 or 3 years working my way up to the minors, next 5 years bouncing up and down, largely, and then my last year was in AAA with the Tigers in Toledo Mud Hens with Corporal Klinger.
Mud Hens. Yeah.
We went to Tony Paco's, hot dog. Got a hot dog there. So I never really established myself in the big leagues.
Gotcha.
And there were a lot of people like us, who are up and down a lot. I should have been, because as good as my college stats were, I had equally as good minor league stats.
What happened?
I really never got a chance to. I deserved it in my view.
Yeah.
I earned it in my view, but I never got a chance. Okay,
Consistent.
you're our starting left fielder. Let's see what you can do for a month.
Yeah.
Right, give me a month.
I agree.
I got a game, maybe 2 games, and if I didn't kill it, somebody else got in.
Somebody else got in.
And I never got comfortable being a part-time player.
How does that mess with your ego?
Yeah,
and-
well,
and
it's not your ego. You
your
just have to
identity?
change your approach. And for a Harvard guy, I wasn't smart enough to figure that out at the time.
Well,
No, that I couldn't go up and try to be the same dominant hitter I was as a part-time player. Yeah. I learned that too. I learned that late in my career, but it was too late. Everybody gave up on me by then.
Yeah.
And baseball is a game of streaks.
Yeah, true.
So it's like when you're hot, you're hot.
Or
And
when you're not,
you're not.
That's right. And I knew the latter pretty well.
But yeah, I agree. It's like, give you a shot for a month.
Yeah,
See what you can
because I
do.
earned. I was
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
AAA tops. I don't like to do this, but
Do
just to counter you ripping me on my book over there.
That wasn't me. That was the guy who wrote it.
In
You were having too
1983,
much fun reading it.
1983, I had 355 with 25 home runs, 93 RBIs, and only 4 months of minor league ball because I was up in the big leagues. But tops of all the minor league players at all the levels of all the major league teams, top named me the minor league player of the year.
No kidding. Wow.
And I still couldn't get a shot to play.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Now, partial of that was, look at that lineup. Where the hell was I going to play?
That lineup, sick.
Dawson,
Yeah.
Range,
Yeah,
I mean, where the hell
Rose.
am I going to play?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah,
Rose.
that's a tough lineup.
Yeah.
That's definitely. You're right. You're better off going to a,
So I was in the wrong place, wrong time. all
Lower
the time,
level
it seemed,
team.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, you're right. Because if you had a lower level team,
Then I get
losing
to the
games,
Twins,
you
the same thing. Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. Tom Brunansky,
yeah.
All-Star. I go to the Red Sox. Japers.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Jim Rice, Dewey Evans, Bill Buckner are playing my
Yeah.
positions. Where the hell am I going to play?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Well, you know what? You did something that very few people get to do. So
True.
that's something, right?
I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm proud.
of course.
And I wouldn't
I
trade
would
it for
too.
anything.
And I'm sure it was a good experience for you as far as like being in the spotlight like that, and especially for your next half of your career, right?
Yeah.
My mom asked me just last weekend, looking at some of my very successful Harvard friends, because I'm going away this weekend. We had 10 roommates, and we had a huge rooming group, and we're going out to one of the guys has literally a mansion on Long Island. And she goes, "You ever wish you hadn't played ball?" And I said, "No, never for a minute."
Yeah.
No, and been, I said, "I don't care. They could be as successful as they want. I did what I wanted to do.
Life's
and
too
tried.
short to worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was your baseball career over? Like when did
1987. So I was drafted in 1980, played 80, 81 through 87 years.
Okay.
And that will be important to our next round of discussion.
Okay.
But my last year in pro ball was 1987.
Okay.
And then I did 12 years of broadcasting for the Pawtucket Red Sox on Nesson from
So that's
the
where I've
next
heard
year,
that voice.
1988, until 1999.
If you heard him on Nesson, you know what a batting average is.
Yeah, Tom Caron was my partner a few times. Yeah.
Oh, Tom Caron, no kidding.
Yeah,
You got me.
Yeah, and John Rook, the voice of the Friars, was my partner for most of those years. So we did about 30, 40 Pawtucket Red Sox games a year. We went on the road early in the season, maybe playoff games. I also did a few games. Then I did 2 years of a little radio and TV for the Montreal Expos.
Really?
Because they have a unique situation. They're largely a French-speaking province.
Oh yes.
So they didn't cover the Expos 100% of the time on English TV. But when they did, those 30, 40 games, the regular radio team would slide over the TV, and then I would be the backup radio team. So I did 30, 40 games a year and a couple of TV games, not too many when the other guy couldn't make it. So I had about a 13, 14 career as a broadcaster after that.
No kidding.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
doing,
I'm sure you met the Rem Dog a few times.
Oh, Jerry was starting off as the Red Sox color guy when the same year I started as the Pawtucket Red Sox color guy.
He was
And
good.
Jerry was my teammate in spring training in '86.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. God rest his soul.
Yes,
So-
I know.
when I heard you getting all excited earlier, you were like, it felt just like almost every other baseball radio announcer. That's why I said I've heard the voice before. So go ahead, make a call, like do some call. Like,
No, I did not. I don't think I had the typical radio voice you want because I have that Rhode Island Cranston accent, that everyone busts me up on.
But when
So,
you get all excited, though, you're like, hey,
oh yeah, I
first
love
base
it.
into the
Yeah.
third quarter, and I'm out.
Yeah, well, see, that's play by play. I had to be the calm, collected, analytical guy,
gotcha.
Oh yeah.
the color commentator.
Like he's from Harvard. We'll stick him with the numbers.
All right. If you want to hear the ultimate broadcast
Let's do it.
Yeah.
story, I have to
Tell us.
say one of the forbidden words.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I mean one of the really not the one you normally hear.
That's
It's
fine.
not the C word, is it?
Yes. If you want me to tell the story properly, I have to use it. If not, we'll
Yeah,
ban it.
use it. Let it rip.
because this happened live on the radio.
This is Cumberland Unfiltered.
So I happened. So when you're the color commentator on radio,
He's not going to put this on his broadcast.
no, not of mine, not of mine, not of mine. I'll let the FCC come after you guys.
Exactly.
I'm happened 2 innings a game. I would do the play-by-play
Yeah.
to give the regular guy a rest. He would go to the bathroom, get some food or whatever. So it's the Mets are playing at Olympic Stadium, and if you remember, they had a second baseman named Jeff Kent.
Oh yeah.
So somebody on the Expos hits a line drive, sort of, just past the pitcher, and Kent makes this unbelievable diving backhand stab. So I'm on the radio, and I don't remember the exact words, but I go, "Oh, unbelievable play! What a play by the second baseman for the Mets, Jeff Cunt!" And I look over, and my partner is on his back, laughing his ass off. Can't believe it. I'm stunned inside. So anyone listening to the game would have heard 30 seconds of nothing. Because I'm like,
You paused.
I'm like,
What do you thought?
So finally I said, Jeff Kent diving to his right. So I never heard the end of that one.
That's great.
You're never going to on this side.
Are you sure you can get away with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're on the internet. We're not on the airways.
FCC stuff.
Anyone listening? It was a pure mistake. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Obviously. Anyway,
That's pretty good.
so that's a great story.
That is.
I don't even know where to go from there.
So after broadcasting,
After broadcast,
you came back to the area.
So I've always been in the area. I came back to Rhode Island. I had a number of jobs. Let's see, from 1988 until that was because the broadcasting was just part time. I was just a little extra on the side. From 1988 until 2010. So for those 20 years, I probably had 6 or 7 different 3-year stints in various things. Never, including working for Staples, a Fortune 500 company.
Oh yeah.
Worked for one of the most well-funded startups during the .com era, the early years of that in 2000. We were the official website for every Little League team in the world. Wow. We provided free websites to them, so I was the liaison with Little League Baseball.
Cool.
Oh, awesome.
I was a franchise owner. I worked for another guy in corporate recruiting. I did all kinds of stuff. I ran my own little sports event management business for a while. I was a franchise owner in technical industry, believe it or not. And then and I went to work for another company where I traveled all the time. And then finally my kids got to be Little League age.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to miss their games.
Yeah.
Traveling everywhere.
yes.
I'm not going to miss their games. So that's when I started a home franchise. 3 years, didn't work out so well, but I tried. And then the political opportunity came by.
Were you always political before?
No, but I was studied. So that's why, as I said earlier, so my 8 years in pro ball were pretty much exactly 8 years of Ronald Reagan's presidency.
Oh.
And for the first time in my life, I had the time and the space to actually pay attention to what's going on in the world. And of course, with Reagan as president, he basically, that's why I became a conservative.
Yep.
And then after pro ball, I just kept reading on it. They used to have a they used to have a printed publication they'd mail out once a week called the Conservative Chronicles. All the great writers from Mona Sharon and William F. Buckley and dozens, and they put them all together in about a 30-page newspaper, all their columns from the prior week, and I would just devour that stuff. Just devour it. So I was developing my conservative credentials for all of that time.
Yep.
And then an opportunity came by to get involved in a campaign in 2010, and then an opening at the existing think tank.
And that was, do you want to?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it was called, at the time, it was called the Ocean State Policy Research Institute, OSPRI, headed by a guy named Bill Felkner was the guy's name.
Yeah.
And Bill was a great policy guy, great researcher, but he wasn't really successful in running the business, raising the money as a nonprofit. So he got a grant from the parent the National Association we belong to. It said, okay, you can go hire here's the money for the first year for an executive director. Then after that, you're on your own. So They opened up an executive director because of the campaign work I'd done. I'd heard about it and I applied. We had to shut down the organization because we had just strategic disagreements on the board. And I said, listen, you just hired me to run this thing. Either get out of the way or we're going to close you down. And they wouldn't get out of the way. So I shut it down and started a new one right out of the ashes called the Rhode Island Center for Freedom and Prosperity. And now I've been at that for 14 years. So it's my longest career job.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm 67. You know, I'll probably kind of start thinking about sliding out pretty soon, but I've been going strong for 14 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what is the Rhode Island Center for Freedom and Prosperity?
Well, we are a 501c nonprofit, first of all. We're nonpartisan, but we are very conservative. Or you might want to say we're very free market oriented, constitutionalist. You know, there's a number of different terms you can use. A little bit libertarian at times, but mostly conservative. And our initial charter was to conduct research, present it to lawmakers and the public, and try to either stop non-free market bills or to promote pro-free market bills, you know, limited government stuff, basically.
Yep.
Yes.
And also everything from parental choice, you know, in school choice, lower taxes, you know, all of that. You know, now the issues are, you know, we got a lot more complex issues with the transgender and election integrity. You know, a lot of stuff. The energy stuff now. You know, with the climate change. I know, but we've always been heavily engaged in energy. But we're going through our second change, like a butterfly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Metamorph.
and early on, I don't know how much experience you guys have with the General Assembly in the last 15 years, but early on, there were the Democrats. Most of the Democrats were moderates.
Yes.
And they would listen to you. They would listen to us. In fact, many of the sponsors of our bills were Democrats.
What do they call them? Blue Dog Democrats.
Well, nationally they did, yeah, exactly. But a lot of these were the union people were obviously very much pro-union, but other than that, they were then very conservative. But over 6, 7, 8 years, as the unions started aligning themselves with the progressive left, so did their union members, and a greater percentage of the General Assembly and the Democrat side started becoming progressive, woke, whatever you want to call it. So there was no point to legislative lobbying anymore.
Right.
With an 85% Democrat legislature, and over half of them woke progressive, you had no chance.
Yeah.
No shot.
So we started, you asked earlier, Cabe, we started the Ocean State Current, which was a media arm. So we said, let's try to influence public opinion rather than legislative opinion.
Yeah.
So we started podcasts. We started bringing on other contributors to it, posting articles, doing podcasts. My podcast, In the Dugout with Mike Stenhouse. You were very, very popular during the COVID years because we found a guy, I don't know if you heard, Dr. Andrew Boston. He was the one guy who early on actually looked at the data and was promoting that all this mask mandate, vaccine mandate stuff was bullshit. There was no data to support it.
Yep.
In fact, the data showed that it was all harmful.
Yep.
And of course, we had huge audiences. He was the only guy in the country saying that on my show, pretty much.
And now they're finally
All been proven
coming
right.
out.
Yes.
Now that they're finally in today's media, they're finally coming out and saying,
well,
everything that we knew, a lot of it, what we knew already.
That's right. But we knew in our hearts.
Because we listen, but we
Common
listen,
sense.
We listen
Common
to people
sense.
like
It ain't too common anymore.
we listened to people that were being shut down.
That's right.
That's
right.
the thing.
And that's what we had. Facebook tried to shut us down a number of times. We had to switch video platforms because they kept shooting us down. We finally ended up on the early days of Rumble.
Rumble.
Rumble lets you do what you want.
Well, it's funny. Those are the people that I followed during COVID. The ones that were getting booted off
that's what I'm
Facebook.
saying.
They're the ones that are like, they
over
probably
to
have something.
Telegram.
They're probably saying something I want to hear. That's why they're booting them. So I started following all those guys. And you're right, because they were on the other side of the coin, which obviously they didn't want getting out there.
So just to complete the circle, and then I'll throw it back to you. But even being a media arm, you can't reach enough people with the small budget we have to influence law. So we weren't changing anything.
Right.
Yeah. We're having fun. People are watching, but you need results.
Yep.
You do.
That was what we were trying to do here.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
After Brad's mayoral run, he go ahead.
Well, because like you said, like the public opinion, right? So one of the biggest eye-opening pieces is how little people know what's happening in their own backyard.
Amazing.
And I know everybody's busy, everybody's got a lot going on, but there's things that affect, if it affects your wallet, people tend to stop paying attention. And knocking on doors and stuff like that, it's like I couldn't get, and I'm talking like 70-80% of people that don't know what is happening in their own backyard.
So we had two choices at that point.
Yep.
Either we follow Jason's lead and we try to conduct some black ops operations as a Green Beret on the powers that be.
You're talking about.
He is the shadow government.
or what we're trying to do now is to transition our think tank into a legal center so we can battle, lawfare.
Lawfare.
The other side's engaging in it. We got nobody in this state engaging in it. So we've got a team of volunteer lawyers we've got some cases in the Rhode Island Superior Court. We've made some waves, and we're trying to raise enough money and find the right candidate to head our law center at the Rhode Island Center. So we're trying to go there because I think we have a chance in the courts. It's still kind of stacked against us up in the north,
right.
but we have a fighting chance anyway.
Right.
In the legislature, you have no chance.
Well, at least it drags things on, right? Like it drags it on. That's what they're using.
And the media loves a good lawsuit for a story, and you get a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
See, the media used to cover us all the time, but then they didn't want to hear from us either. I mean, I can't believe some of these great reporters you think of, Channel 12, 10, 6, and then Pro Joe. They don't want to hear from us anymore. Unless it's the narrative.
We had the same thing during the election.
Yeah.
People went black, just gone.
Gone.
They started off heavy.
Everybody's afraid of that retaliation.
They wanted to do the whole, what are you running for? Tell me your story. And then when you said, all right, I got this meaty, juicy thing for you, they were like, crickets, nothing.
So we decided, hey, just like you, we thought maybe we need to help influence people in Cumberland or
Every
Rhode
little
Island.
bit helps.
Yeah,
And
transparency.
we started
Be
this.
transparent about what's not being transparent.
Well said. Very well said.
But they don't want to hear about it though. They keep trying to the hardest they can to try to shut us down or make
trying
us
to
seem
hammer.
like a bunch of hillbillies sitting in a basement drinking.
Oh yeah.
Must drive your detractors crazy.
Oh, it drives
having
me
you
nuts.
guys on.
I love it.
Well, the great thing is it doesn't cost us anything, and they can't cancel us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And we call him Nacho, so that's got to go up.
Brad ran for mayor, so I still have the same $10 in my account that I put in there to open up my account. You know what I mean? The same $10
For your school committee run?
My school committee run. Didn't spend a dime. Brad, what did you spend? A lot of money.
Shit.
A
Probably
lot
60,
of money.
70 grand. Yeah.
And we couldn't 60, 70 grand newspaper articles, mailer, all the commercials. And
TV commercials.
We still could not reach the people that we needed to
I
reach.
know.
And there were people coming and our problem was the people were going to vote for president. They went in, so they were those
I ran as an independent too. So
independent. But what do you call the things on the back? I having a
the
brain fart.
referendums.
Yeah, referendum questions. Yeah.
So it would have taken you a half hour to read the referendums in detail and vote on them, right? So you could tell the people that were actually there, that actually educated, they were in there for a half hour. 90% of the people were boom, boom.
Vote for president, get out.
That's it.
Yeah, before the door even closed, they were coming back out.
Yep.
So they didn't go further than the presidential election. Yeah. So we weren't reaching them. And that cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And it cost over a year of effort. We threw this bar together, not in a basement,
A couple
but
weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks. Yeah.
Tremendous job.
Yeah, we built it. Now we have the podcast going. What do we get? We got, what do you say, 2,000 subscribers on all the platforms?
Probably
like
all together, yeah. So if you look across all platforms, we're about there.
Yeah, we get
and our views are consistently
They're being
above
consistent.
500.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we got one of them. We had these little snippets that went out. We had 45,000 views.
So our
on
short.
Oh yeah, the
content,
shorts are big.
those-
We got a tech guy who does a lot of shorts, and we can get many thousands on those. Yeah,
One of them has like 85,000
Really?
views
Yeah,
on it.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty insane.
so I mean, and it costs us like
Yeah.
a minuscule fraction
of the cost.
of what it costs to run for. We got 3 more years before the next election, so hopefully, hopefully we can we can influence some people.
Well,
and
good
make
luck. We're not involved in elections at all because we're not.
No,
we're not
neither are
allowed
we.
to.
But we're just like the podcast itself is not involved in elections. We're just getting the information out there and educating people.
Yeah. Throwing info out there that you wouldn't.
So I started the Cumberland Unfiltered, The Wire as well, which is digital media or digital news reporting. And I mean, I'm the only one doing it, so it's not like a lot of stories come out.
Sure.
But
Well, that's how you get
I mean,
started.
we've already uncovered a bunch of stuff or broke a bunch of stuff on the wire that have to do with the school, the town, like a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff we're bringing.
Congratulations. We need it. You know, people need this stuff.
And like you said, I think starting in a small local level like this is where to begin. Because, trying to broaden it, you broaden it too far, it's like you spread too thin. Everything
Pissing
gets
in the
too
wind,
thin.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the great part about this not costing as much is that we don't need money to keep it running. So
Right.
we don't have to take money from somebody to skew anything, which is a problem we find with the local print media is that they get money from the same people that you're telling them are doing wrong, and for some reason it doesn't get in the paper. So
Yeah.
you make your own mind up about that, right?
We battle that.
Well, look, you guys are great personalities, and you got the right approach to it. So you keep going, guys. Keep going.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
So
we just got to keep Brad on schedule. He keeps forgetting.
you're pulling a left tactic right now. Accuse him of what you're doing yourself. That's what he's doing.
Now I got to ask, what's with the pipe?
I just like, I don't know. I like that.
You ever smoke it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nobody's smoking.
It
right
fits.
Now. I could.
No, it fits.
I could, but
it fits.
I mean, if we want a pipe or a cigar, we could light it up. But
I had a cigar yesterday.
I just have it here just in case everyone says, "Hey, I want to smoke a cigar or something," and I'm like, "All right, I got my pipe." All right.
AstroTurf or grass?
Oh, let me tell you,
I tried the AstroTurf a few times.
if you talk to him for more than 40 minutes, you'll know it's AstroTurf.
So let's do this. Let's take a quick break. And when we're done with the break, we'll come back and we'll dive deep into the work that you're doing with the state and policy and things like that. Sound good?
And what we can do to promote
Yes.
what you're doing and what we can do to get more people.
I got an idea for you. Don't ask Jason unless you really want to know.
Well, just from here, I'm not going to go knocking on doors. I did that for a year and a half, and it got me.
Be careful what you ask for. That's all I'm saying.
I love it.
I did it for a year and a half. It got me on a school committee. If you move to Cumberland, I will give you my school committee.
All right. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When the lights go out or the shelves run bare, most folks panic. Don't be that guy. My Patriot Supply Survival Starter Plan gives you real food, sealed to last 25 years. Toss a kit in the closet or the truck, and you're all set. Get 10% off at preparewithcumberlandunfiltered.com and be ready before the next storm hits.
All right, we're back with Sten. Anyway, so
But before we go,
get that, yeah.
nicknames. You got a nickname?
Nacho.
Nacho,
Oh yeah, Nacho.
the suburban country boy.
I used to be El Dino Toro because my dad growing up was called Dino because his last name's Dean. But Brad's father's called Dino. Brad's called Dino. Then I tried to differentiate myself by saying I was El Dino Toro. But now I'm the boogeyman of Cumberland because I'm causing so many problems.
And I'll give you one more good base story on this. Okay. You know who Chris Berman is, the great ESPN guy.
Yeah.
And remember how years ago he used to give everybody a sort of a nickname?
Yeah, he did.
Mario Scotch and Soto.
Yeah.
From Billy Toasted Almond, the great ball player from Billy, all that. So my name, he did me my name once. Guy hit a home run. He goes, Mike Stenhouse of the Rising Sun.
Nice.
But let's just stick with Sten.
I'm going to put that right.
No, we'll just stick with Sten.
That's a good one.
Go on the cover on. Sorry. We're going to get rid of all that stuff, and we're going to put.
Must be because of your Japanese background. Nobody found that song.
Oh,
What?
No.
Right off my head.
House of the
I was
Rising
gonna
Sun.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Japanese.
Okay.
country song.
Okay, get it. Yeah.
Country song.
Yeah, John Denver. Yeah.
That's a country song.
Japan, Empire of the Rising Sun.
Okay.
They got it.
I know what you're talking about. But
All right.
Yeah, but that house was in New Orleans, though. That's what threw me off. There was a house
Yes.
in New Orleans.
the animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a good song. I love it.
great song.
About a brothel.
All right. Isn't Hotel California that song too, right?
Oh, is that about a brothel too?
That's about.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. It
I
sounds
did
like
not
I
know
never
that.
did understand what that song. It's a great song. I don't know what it's
sounds
about.
like it.
I could never figure that song out.
Anyway,
No, me neither.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. Fact check me, because I'm probably wrong. I usually am. Anyway, so let's dive a little bit into the work that you're doing now. We covered your baseball years and your radio years and your broadcasting years. Let's talk about what you're doing now. Now we went out on the break talking a little bit about the Rhode Island Center for Freedom and Prosperity, but you do a lot more than that.
Yeah, the center, we're limited because we can't, the IRS, in order to get the tax exemption for donors, we're a donor-based organization, so rifreedom.org if you want to donate. We can't do anything overtly Republican or Democrat, but we can be philosophical. We can be pro-free markets, pro-conservative. We just can't be political or get involved in electoral politics in any way. So our center is limited, but on the side, I am also the leader of a statewide, what we loosely refer to as a center-right coalition. We have a name for it. It's called the Beachhead Coalition for Freedom. And it's comprised, we meet once a month, and it's comprised of the leaders. We have about 50, 60 people on our invitation list, and maybe 40, 50, 60% of that group comes every month. But we meet once a month, and it's leaders of, limited government, pro-freedom groups. It could be anything from just a parents' Facebook group to some political people to state chapters of national organizations or just an organization like ours. Rhode Island Right to Life is a member of our coalition, and the local chapter of Moms for Liberty, is a national group, is a member. And then there's all the Westerly Residents Against Indoctrination. Bob Carradillo.
Bob Shirato,
yeah. Bob,
we had him on the show.
He was on the show.
Bob's
Great
a
guy.
great member. Yep.
Yeah.
And so and we're supposed to have lawmakers, attend as well, because look, the theory is, especially in our state, if you're conservative or limited government advocate.
Yep.
The problem we have in our state, there's so few of us in any, at least in any positions of power,
Correct.
that we have to get aligned.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody's got their own agenda.
They're going 10 different
And
directions.
yeah, exactly. We're like running around with our hair on fire. We're not getting anywhere. So we try to bring people together, inform people, hey, here's what we're doing. If you'd like to join on, you can. If not, okay. And every now and then we'll get together on a statewide initiative and agree we're all going to promote this. But even then, it's like herding cats.
Yeah. So do you know why that is?
It really, I don't know why. It pisses me off.
I think
It pisses me off.
I think a lot of it has to do. Go ahead. What were you
No,
going to say?
no, go ahead.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the right of center is filled with a bunch of independent thinkers, people
Right,
who
exactly.
say, "Don't tell me how to live my life. I can figure it out on my own, or I can do it
The
myself."
left is a bunch of lemmings.
And they're
Yes.
they're all they run
100%.
by the consensus, right? They have the hive mind.
Just watch
and
COVID.
That's what they do. It's hard for the right to do that because we're like, wait a minute, this guy might be trying to set me up.
And we work.
Yes.
This is true.
We actually have jobs.
True.
Yes, this
yeah,
is true.
100%.
So that's why. That's why is because
We're not looking for the handouts.
there's we're right. I don't know. That struck me funny for some reason.
But imagine if it could work both ways. Imagine if there was a bill put in by a conservative
Yeah.
and they go fight their battle alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if they came to our meetings. We would give them all the time they need, explain what you're trying to do with this bill, tell us what we can do to support it, and then each of these groups who are leaders of their own groups, like Bob Chiarato's probably got 600 people on his Facebook page. These other people have thousands of people on their face. Imagine if we all got together and we
Yes.
started pinging our local, hey, we need you to support this bill or not. Imagine the support they would gain if they just had the common sense to reach out to this. We're the grassroots coalition in this state,
Yeah.
Yep.
but they effing ignore us.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Imagine if we had an idea,
about the
hey,
legislators?
this is really important to us, how about somebody put in a bill to advance that? We'll all get behind it.
Yeah.
But we cannot get lawmakers to attend. Very, very sporadically.
That's crazy.
So we had
Crazy. It works in other states. Grover Norquist Group has proven it to be true. It's a winning formula, but in this state,
I'm not saying that the conservative way of doing things is the right way. I'm just saying that's why. I mean, you're right. We do have to find a way to do what
bring everybody together
the
in
other
the same.
side does and coalesce around something.
Well, you got to
What
say
is
the
that
left
something,
does a
right?
good job of standing together with each other.
They do.
absolutely.
And that's what that is the thing that I believe. Well, I'm going to stay away from that topic, but I think that the current Republican Party in America has started to play some of the tactics that the left plays. That's what I'm trying to get at.
In
with that.
America, not in Rhode
America.
Island.
No,
America
right,
in
not Rhode
general,
Island.
yes.
Hasn't reached
I mean,
there.
can I give you an example?
Please.
Yes.
I won't mention names,
Okay.
but over the last few election cycles, I've met with virtually every high-profile candidate, for federal office or statewide office. Because the party says, you ought to talk to that Stenhouse guy. He's been looking at public policy. He's got grassroots people behind him. He could probably give you some ideas on policies that might be effective. And I've sat with them, and whether it's energy, this climate change stupidity that's going on, whether it's the transgender insanity that's going on, and I've given them layup after layup after layup, and all the supporting, and not one of them
They won't take it.
brought it up in a campaign.
God.
I mean, they are
So what we need, bottom line, what we need, so we have a coalition. I've said this analogy. I've said it at my banquets. I've said it on my podcast. We have, it's not maybe the largest army in the state,
Right.
but we have a grassroots army.
Yeah.
But we have no political leader
No.
in this state. Nobody with the balls to challenge the status quo.
I was just about to say that. You need a set of cojones in order to go after.
So I think we had a lawmaker on an episode or two back, and he said that in the state house in Rhode Island, their goal isn't to win anymore because they know that they're not going to. They try to, number one, drag out what they can, and then they try to add amendments to it that they can probably snatch some of the progressive left.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Can you imagine
Yeah, no.
the leadership? I'll say it. I won't mention names, but the
Yeah.
leadership of the Rhode Island Republican caucus in the House, not this year, but for the last 2 years, voted for the socialist budget put forth
Yes.
by the left in this state. Voted for it because they got some little
Yeah, little thing
crumb
there.
on the side.
Yep.
But you still voted for an effing socialist budget.
Yeah. That's the problem.
How do you win votes doing that?
Can't.
It doesn't make sense.
You can't. You can't run. You
This is
can't
why I would
run
never
pro
be-
2A rights and then vote against it in the.
I would never be a politician because I wouldn't be able to
Right.
to do
Me.
that.
That's why
But
I've never run for office.
But unfortunately, you have to play the game to.
When you're inside, you
there,
do.
yes,
When you're outside like us, we don't.
Exactly.
That's why I like being where I am.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
When you're inside, you have to play the game because of money, you
Yes.
know, and
Right.
that's the thing that drives all of it is money.
That's what compromises you.
Yeah,
you can't
it does.
win. We found this out. You have to get the message out, and you also have to have money to get the message out. We had a shit ton of money during the mayoral election, and we still couldn't get the message out. But the people, the opponents that didn't have the money, that didn't have the recognition that Brad had. Brad is the family name is a big name in Cumberland. He got a lot of donations, and it wasn't just from Cumberland; it was all over the state. But Amanda Blaze ran against Ryan Pearson. She ran with $3,500. If she could have gotten a war chest somewhere in the vicinity of what he had, and if she could have put mailers out there, and that's the problem, is in order to do that, you've got to.
You need the money.
You need the money, but to get the money, you need to almost sell your soul a little bit when you know what I mean. And
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way.
Shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way.
No, I agree. Like if you want the big money, it's like people, 100%.
Nobody's going to give you the giant check unless you tell them you're gonna back them on the thing that they're concerned about, which is the reason they're giving you the giant check.
Right. But this is why I like the League of Rhode Island Businesses. They're nonpartisan and they're support the Constitution, constitutionalists, like you had mentioned earlier.
And they don't care what party you're.
They don't care what party you are, as long as you support the Constitution, uphold the Constitution, which I'm a huge supporter of.
But I'm going to say this: that only gets you so far because it does matter what party you're in now. Before it didn't matter.
It does now, yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years, it didn't matter because there were enough moderates to appeal to in the. Now, if you're a Democrat, you know where you are, and if you're a Republican, you know where you are, and there is no, how's the saying go? There is no tween. How's that saying go?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no middle ground on that.
Yeah, there's.
So how do we change that?
And the tween there ain't. I don't know. There's some famous saying on that. But
how do
anyway,
we change that?
I don't know.
Or will it ever?
It starts at, like you were saying earlier. Like I'm on the school committee, and you were saying that's where you start. You got to start from the ground up. The problem is the party, whether it's an independent party in a town or the Republican Party in a town. The Democrat Party is well established in Cumberland. If I can, my experience is only in Cumberland. Cumberland they have 95.
Well, I was just say, just by going to those meetings.
Yeah, on the Democrat town committee, they have like 95 people. They're people of iron for power. It's very, very well attended. The Republican town committee, they almost didn't have a quorum when we went to introduce ourselves to say, hey, we're independent. We're running independent, but give us a look. Almost didn't have a quorum, and there was probably 6 people in there, other than the people that were part of the board. Part of the
Yeah.
And then the meeting we went to, they were talking about joining with Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Central Falls because they couldn't.
Can't get the membership.
None of the towns could stay afloat because they didn't have the membership. So, and we asked them. We said, is there any money? That you can throw to a conservative independent, and they were like, we don't even have money to throw to a Republican candidate. Never mind a conservative independent. And like, what do you have? What do you have for as far as grassroots to help us out?
They couldn't do anything.
Did nothing.
So how do you beat
that's the
that?
other
Well,
thing.
the way you beat it is you need a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need. I mean, we have so many people. I mean, take again. I won't mention names. Take a recent gubernatorial candidate. A lot of money. Sometimes you have to try 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, right.
Didn't campaign on the right issues, but then just went away.
Yeah.
Even if you lose, stay a leader.
Right.
Stay visible. That's what I do.
Keep your face.
I don't have the megaphone. I'm not a candidate. The media doesn't give me the time anymore like we used to get.
Yeah.
But we need someone so whether it's a town leader or a statewide leader, this party has no leadership in this state. It's kind of what the Democrats are suffering from nationally right now.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
Correct. Yes.
They have no
they don't know
leader.
Who to turn to.
Well,
Correct.
because they have no philosophy. They don't know if they're progressive, woke, moderate, JFK Democrat, or are we a Bernie Sanders Democrat socialist, or a Mad Manny? I call him Mad Manny. Or a Mad Manny social Democrat. What are they? Don't even know what they are.
No.
At least we know who we are. But that's what's so frustrating. We know who we are, but we can't find a goddamn leader.
Can't find a leader.
I said, you got an army. We need a general to get on that horse, to get out front, carry that flag, and lead this army. And stay with it. Win or lose, stay with it. No, not around here.
So what are the policies? So let's recruit for leaders right now. Let's recruit for a leader in Rhode Island. What are the policies?
For what, the Republican Party or just
the conservative movement in general?
Conservative movement in general.
Could be an independent. Yeah.
Yeah, independent, even a Democrat.
I mean, Chafee won as an independent once, right?
Yeah.
And a Republican.
And Republican and Democrat.
That's what messed up the independent name. No, I'm just kidding. So what are the policies right now that we should coalesce behind? Like, what are you guys working on at the Center of Freedom?
Well,
I know you work on a lot, but
not a lot. We used to try to be everything to everybody. Now we're focusing on a few issues, and I would say our top 3 issues are the parental rights, especially when it comes to the transgender and critical race theory insanity.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
The right for parents to direct and as an after aftermath of the COVID mask mandates and the right to direct the education and medical upbringing of their own kids.
Like school
That
choice
should-
and stuff.
I
Yep.
agree.
And everything, what classes they should be part. I mean, our law center. I don't know if have you heard about our Jane Doe case.
No. I don't think so.
So
Tell us
there's a
about
mom. It's got
Much
some
as you can.
national articles. Is it all right if I tell this quick story?
Yeah,
by all
absolutely.
means.
You want to hear a tragic story? And this is a 90-10 issue. If anyone has the balls, but
Yeah.
still to face the few social media critics you'll get.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
They shoot those arrows at you, but they don't hurt. Trust
No.
me.
Yeah.
They
Sticks
shot
and
them.
stones.
They don't hurt.
Sticks
I
and
know.
stones.
Yeah, they really don't hurt.
Hey, sometimes they come to the school committee meeting and they rip you apart.
but
for
they
two-
really
two
don't
meetings.
hurt. But they really don't hurt.
Oh, it doesn't hurt me.
So Jane Doe is a mom in West Warwick school system. Her daughter Doe, I'll call her,
I think I know this
in
story.
8th grade. Now, this is a girl who was sexually abused as a 5 or 6-year-old by somebody on a relative on her father's side. So emotionally traumatized.
Yep.
Goes to school. Now she's in 8th grade. Now they start putting these SEL. Are you comfortable in your own body? Do you think you're a girl? Do you think your parents are looking out for your best interests? Then she's in these gay straight alliance clubs and these other clubs. She starts going to those meetings, and she finally decides in 8th grade, you know what? I think I'm a boy. And we got the email chain through a public record. Says I want to change. We got the emails to the administration. Took her 2 or 3 emails. I want to change my name from X to X in the database system. So for the next 2 years, she was secretly transitioned. We don't know exactly how far it went.
Yeah.
2 years later, 2.5 years later, she's in 10th grade. Now she's living a double life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's a boy in school.
Yeah.
Everybody supports that. But to her mom, and her mom knows nothing about this.
That's crazy.
She's a girl at home.
Yep.
And she's living this double life. And they say that when you transition, it takes the stress off you. Imagine the stress of a young girl going through puberty and all that. So one day in 10th grade, after she had sliced her wrists in her room, she comes downstairs and picks up a kitchen knife and starts stabbing herself in the arm, right in front of her mother and brother.
And they have no idea why.
So they bring her to the hospital, and only then, what happened?
They
Did
find
the
out
mother
what
find
happened.
out what
That's
happened?
sad.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse. For the mother. She's the plaintiff in the case we just had in the Superior Court last week. The mother actually worked for the school district in the cafeteria or something. Not a big job, just
God.
and the mother, so this was like in April or May, this suicide attempt. She survived. The mother says, I'm going to need some time off this fall to care for my daughter. I think we have something called the Family Leave Act. I'm not
Yeah,
a
we
lawyer. I
do.
don't know what it
Yeah,
means.
FMLA, yeah.
Emergency family.
And you as a school committee, you might have a comment on this. And they said,
I got a lot of comments.
and they said, no, you can't take the time off.
No way.
But she took the time off anyway to care for her daughter, and they failed to renew her contract. They, in essence, fired her.
Oh, jeez.
Because she was fired, she didn't have money.
Can't collect.
She couldn't pay the mortgage on her house. She lost her house. This mother is now living with her mother, and now she's got some other little menial job at some little fast food place or something.
kidding
I don't know. And now her daughter won't talk to her at all. She's living with her father, who supports the transition. So she's lost her house. She's lost her job. She's lost her daughter.
Poor lady.
And she almost lost her daughter's life. All because of this transgender rule
of
by the
school,
Rhode Island Department of Education.
The school wouldn't tell her about it. Yeah.
So they think
Yes.
they're protecting the children from the parents.
And the judge thought the same thing, too. The judge ruled again. The lawsuit was to overturn this regulation by the Department of Education. And the judge says, oh, no, screw the parent. We don't care about her. We got to protect these transgender kids, because if we can just save one life. Well, we almost lost one goddamn life.
Almost lost one, yeah.
I'm going to
That's
tell
sad.
you, that's my argument. My argument when
So sad.
when I ran was, listen, parents have the right, not to, the
Parents have
kid
the right.
until the kid's 18, the parents have the right. I'm going to say
Always.
they say that the kid goes to school, they transition, it's better for them. But then in the argument, if you go back and watch school committee meetings, they say, well, kids that are transitioning are 3 times more likely to commit suicide. Well, the school has them for 1/3 of the day.
Yeah.
And they don't have them for weekends. They have them for 180 days a year. So half the year, they don't have them at all. And they only have them for 1/3 of the half of the year that they do have them, and they're 3 times more likely to commit suicide. You don't think that the parent should know that their kid is suffering from something that makes them 3 times more likely to kill themselves?
It's a 90-10 issue. So you ask about a leader who runs on that, and then because you can't win a statewide or federal election in this state unless you can get more than like 15% out of Providence.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And those
true.
minority communities are more in line with us on that issue than it. But yet no leader
nobody will
in
say
this
it.
party will go to them and say,
we were there.
I know, yeah.
You filmed the Title IX thing, right? The
Yes.
Title IX
Yeah.
thing that took
absolutely.
that made sexual
Yes.
preference and
Yes.
gender orientation out of a
They were
protected.
crying.
They forgot about the whole other policy.
transgender part of it
Right.
wasn't up for discussion. Since then, right after that, as a school committee member, I asked for that to be put on the agenda. It's been months. Since then, parents have come in and said stuff during public comment about things. Oh, the one of them was the school handbook doesn't align. Boom, next meeting, it's on the agenda. A couple other things. Boom, next meeting, it's on the
Yep.
agenda. Transportation issue. Transportation committee. Boom, next meeting, it's on the agenda.
But they won't hear
What's
the
the makeup
transgender
of your
part.
committee? How many Democrats, Independents,
Oh,
or is it nonpartisan?
No, it's
Nonpartisan.
nonpartisan, but it's 5-2. It's 5-2.
5 liberals.
5 Democrats. They were making
Vote's
fun of.
always 5-2.
Yeah, they were making fun of Brad because it was a bunch of us. There was a coalition of like 11 of
Yeah.
us that ran, and they were like, "Oh, it's a bunch of like-minded people running to overthrow." But then they had an ad in the Valley Breeze with all of them, even though it's
All of
nonpartisan.
them.
Even though it's
Not the
even
same
though it's
party.
nonpartisan, including the school committee
At the
candidates
same party.
as Democrats, same party, even though it was nonpartisan.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me finish, please. But so it's 9-2. I asked to get this thing put on the agenda, not on the agenda, right? I sent an email outlining exactly why I wanted it. Number one, discrimination is letting boys in female bathrooms. Number two, discrimination is letting boys play on female teams. They no longer, for gender orientation, have the protections. Women do still, right? Number three, I also said public opinion states that most people do not agree with the parents not being informed if their child transition in
Correct.
school. So I sent it, no response. I sent it again a little while later. I got an email back saying, "What exactly do you want to look at like this?" Go back to the original email that I sent you.
Eliminate it.
Oh, but no. They say like, what are your reasons to want to go to want to rehash this?
'Cause it ain't right.
So this is what Cumberland School Department does. They stonewall and they stiff arm you
that's what
until,
they're doing,
until
yeah.
you give up. That's all they do. Right, so I told them. I said in the last email, I said, "Listen, they don't like me going on social media because that's
they hate it.
as a 5-2 school committee. The only power I have is to expose the shit.
Right.
Like for
Right.
example,
No, that's right.
For example, everything we do in the Cumberland School
Yes.
Committee is an executive session.
Yeah.
Right,
It's unbelievable.
They seal the executive session minutes
Oh,
in
boy.
perpetuity.
Yeah.
In perpetuity. Even
That's
when
their
the
game.
reason,
Yeah, that's their game.
even
Yeah.
when the reason for
Hide
sealing
it.
them no longer meets one of the criteria for sealing them. Like let's take an innocuous thing. A public bid on a property, right? You can't let anybody know what range you're going to go to, what you're going to accept. So when you discuss that in an executive session, you have to seal it. As soon as the public bid is open and you accept the bid, the reason for that executive session meeting to be sealed no longer is valid.
Right.
It should be unsealed. In Cumberland, in the school committee and in the town, on the town council, they seal their executive session minutes in perpetuity.
Is that crazy? Total transparency, though.
Yeah, transparency. And we go over things in the executive session that should be an open meeting. Should 100% be an open meeting. And we go over them in executive session.
So we're working on trying to force the hand.
Yeah, we need to hammer that.
So you guys, but you see this show you're doing it. See, Brad, you ran for mayor.
Yeah.
But you didn't quit. Now you're doing
No.
this. You're keeping up the fight.
Yeah,
Right.
keep
through
pushing.
this.
Keep
you know,
the hammer down, baby. Keep the
Just-
hammer down.
We don't hardly win anything. But
Yeah.
but I've been at it for 14 years.
You're
Just
used to that. That's
fighting
what I'm
the
saying,
fight.
though.
Yeah, fighting a good fight.
You know, it's
Yeah.
hard for me, a competitor. I like to effing win once in a while.
Yeah, no doubt. You like a W there.
You know, I like a W once in a while. I don't like being 0 for 97.
The last school
That's
committee
even. I would even make the Mendoza's book because I wouldn't even be below 0.
That's why I said, that's why I said it.
I made a joke the last school committee meeting, like up until the last school committee meeting, the only vote I won was to adjourn. That was the only. that was the only vote I was in the winning side was the vote to adjourn. Every other vote I was like getting
He getting beat up on.
Yeah. But I made a comment about they said they put in one of the policies a reasonable time. I said you need to define a reasonable time because reasonable is different for everybody. So we did. We defined a reasonable time. We voted on it. I won that vote. That was my suggestion. I was like, holy crap! Like, my heart almost stopped.
So again, it's leadership. You guys are providing leadership on this show, but
Yes.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what your MO is, but you got to name names too. Are you naming names?
100%. Oh, yeah.
On this show, you
We're
got to
naming
name. You
names.
can't be back.
That is
because
names.
as much as they like to stick together,
Yes.
they hate being called out.
They do.
It's true.
Name the effing names.
And that's what it is. Expose them. Expose them for what they are.
Yep.
So
That transition should not be promoted at all. That should not even be.
Back-
That should not be an acceptable thing.
back to that. This is what I was gonna say. I didn't realize. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wasn't trying.
No. If you interrupt me,
had
sometimes I lose my train of thought.
Because it was on topic. Like when I found out that Rhode Island had that policy, and I've told this story a million times on this show.
Oh, yes.
I went on to social media and
This is a crazy story.
I said, if I find out that anybody is withholding this type of information about my kids, there will be severe consequences. Consider this your warning. My mind is thinking
You'll expose
lawfare, exposure,
Right.
legal, all this, like a whole bunch of
They want to call you a
pathways.
terrorist, right?
Well, that next thing I know, the police are knocking at my door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that crazy?
The
Is that crazy?
superintendent.
The superintendent.
Had the police come to my house to do a welfare check. To
Wellness.
see if I was going to
Right.
come hurt the school. And I had just went through something that I don't really want to share with on air, but it is kind of in line with a little bit of the story that you were telling earlier. But so I had very deep feelings about it at the time. Still do, but very deep feelings about that whole thing at the time. Honestly, I don't see anything changing. And I know I'm beating a dead horse. I don't see anything changing because of the apathy in this state, in humanity. People don't care. There's 3%. You've heard of the 3%, I'm sure. 3% of the population fought in the revolution. The rest wanted to be neutral, didn't care, and we're repeating.
But that's all it took.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's all
Yeah.
it takes. 3%.
Maybe 5. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
working.
yeah, right. Exactly.
We're working to
Yeah.
try and define that 3%.
try to get that from 3 to 5.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not here in Rhode Island. I
Well,
don't
that's
think.
why you just got to keep up the
Keep
fight.
hammering
You
it.
got to keep hammering it. Yep.
And that's why when I met Brad.
And that's why we've shifted to the courts.
okay.
Yep.
Now, let me just go back to that case for a second. You know what the judge said in that case? Now, state law says you shall not discriminate on the basis of sex. Period. Full stop.
Yep.
Because the left's argument when it comes to this gender issue is gender is fluid, right?
Oh,
That's their argument, right?
It's all bullshit.
We understand biological sex, that's binary, but gender is fluid, right? Well, but the law says sex. So this judge says, well, you know what? Sex is fluid. It's not a binary term. It's not a biological term.
Judge said this.
Yeah, this is how I call it the woke mind virus.
Yeah.
The woke mind virus is
insane.
infecting people. Not only was he bought off on the idea that these transgender policies actually protect these kids, because we know it hurts them.
Yeah.
Take Jane Doe and daughter Doe. But but in order to defend it, he had to take their extreme argument even to another extreme and say the biological term sex is fluid.
Well, that's why they
my
always
God.
change the terms. They
Yes.
always move the goalposts. They
Yeah.
always change the terms of stuff, the
A
meaning of things.
judge,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a
Superior
problem.
Court Judge McBurney. I'll name names. McBurney.
And they're all appointed.
They're appointed.
They're all appointed. And look at who runs the state right now. So I mean, that's your issue.
But
know how they get- but you know how
eventually,
they get
just like we're
appointed?
winning out nationally,
money.
we're
100%.
winning this issue nationally. Eventually, we're going to win it
Yes.
in Rhode Island.
No, the crazier they get,
And
on
it
this,
might
the
take-
better it is for
Yeah,
the
better
people
it
that
is.
are
Yeah,
opposing it.
And
'Cause they're loony birds.
And to Jason, you know, obviously with the 5-2 deficit, there's not much you can do. But all it takes is
No, I
one
told
school
them.
committee, like Bob Chiardillo in
Yes.
Westerly, to get it done, and then it could start a domino effect.
Yep. That's
So
what we need to have happen.
Yep. It just takes that first
There's a
break through the ice, right? The first break.
there's a video that
I'm hoping that the more people in the state see more people kind of rising up against this stuff, it leads the people that have been kind of sitting in the shadows, who have been afraid to stick their neck out, all of a sudden think,
Or who didn't know what was
it's
going
okay.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't even know.
Doesn't know what's going on. Correct. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what makes them think, okay, maybe I can get into this fight because there's no retribution coming my way.
No, they're not going to come. I'll tell you. That's one thing about being on school committee. I've been disheartened. There's so many people. Like I am eventually going to do a social media post with all of the comments I get people that want to be anonymous. You know, I
Yes.
get because I'm the voice against. So I get all these comments. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to. You know, I'm just going to put all the comments I get there out there from teachers, from administrators, from all these people that come up to me in the street because they see me. I'm in the paper. I'm the anti, all this other stuff. You know, and I'm going to put it out. I'm going to say this is what's happening behind us. They don't want to get involved. We had a teacher that got fired because she ratted out the administration because we have a maximum student load of 27. They can go up to 29 if they pay the teacher. They can never go over 29. They went to 32 in some cases. She ratted them out, right? She was non-tenured. They fired her because they said they can fire her because she was non-tenured because that's in their policy. Their policy
And of course,
doesn't
the
trump-
union didn't stick up for her.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
But
right,
their
yeah.
policy does not trump state and federal law. She has whistleblower protections. Their policy doesn't trump state and federal. They were doing something wrong, right? So she has 3 young kids now. She was let go before she was tenured. She can't find another job. The 5 women on a school committee don't give a shit. You know,
No,
they're just doing
don't
what they
care.
were told to do. You know, she's horrible. Had really high marks. It's all in the lawsuit. I'm not saying anything that I learned through the
Right.
executive session because I'm not allowed. This is
Right,
all
right.
in the lawsuit, right? She was marked like even after they decided after this whole thing happened, she had like almost highest marks you can get on her evaluation. But then they said, oh, we can find somebody better somewhere in the world. That's their policy. They think that open-ended policy alleviates them from having to follow federal law.
Someone will
You know?
do as we say.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
No, exactly.
They want a puppet.
But that story ended up going into the Valley Breeze, and I think we said this on the last, and I heard through somebody else that it was one of the most read stories on the website for the Valley Breeze, right? And I put it out there on social media, 11,000, 12,000 people on the Cumberland social media page. I put it out there. This story is going to be, it's in the executive session. If you can't go to the executive session, but you can come to the public meeting. And you can make your voice heard, figuring that the most read story, people are outraged. I'm getting emails and text messages about it. Yeah, not a single person came to the meeting.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Not a
People don't
single
care.
person came to the meeting.
On
That's
these,
the problem.
on these hotbed issues, conservatives are afraid to put their hand up.
Yeah,
and
don't
stand
want to
up.
stick their
They
neck
are.
out.
Yeah, but this was just a teacher that wrongly got, in my opinion, got terminated because, she had a lot of parents.
You
that
know
supported her,
Ramona
a lot of
Bessinger in
friends.
Providence? You know her?
I don't know
Should
her.
have her on your show.
Yeah. So we had Anne-Marie
Was it Ramona
Banfield.
Bessinger?
You know who that
Yeah.
is?
Write that down, Greg.
Ramona Bess. I'll get you the contact info. But
Yeah,
she was fired and persecuted because she refused to teach the critical race theory bullshit that's going on in the
That's
school.
why people don't want to do anything in this state.
Yeah.
Because
You get
it's
fired.
the lawfare.
Yeah, the cancel culture. Yeah, the cancel culture.
It's the
Cancel
lawfare
culture.
thing
Yep.
too. And
Still
you guys
exists,
are
yeah.
working. You guys are working on the lawfare thing.
See, they can't cancel me.
No.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like they can't cancel you guys on this show, right?
No, not at all.
I'm talking
Keep plugging
about
away.
the Rhode Island
tried.
Center for Freedom.
Yeah,
tried to fire me for my school committee job.
They are
They tried to go after my old man.
working on policy, right? Like they are working on the lawfare side of things.
We're starting to move into the lawfare side. now,
That
yes.
seems to be where everything is.
Yeah,
They have-
we're trying to cut the head of everybody's fighting these fights in Cumberland and Westerly and the
Yes.
various little, but we're trying to cut the head of beast off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes.
In one fell swoop. So we are, and Jane Doe is going to appeal. In fact, we're making an announcement right on your show.
Oh,
Oh,
I just talked to the
beautiful.
attorney today, and they will be appealing to Rhode Island Supreme Court.
Oh, good
They
for
feel,
her.
they feel they have a good case.
They
What
have no
happens, I don't
choice.
know. But
that's ridiculous.
but
They
the
have no
Superior Court judge ruled against us based on that sex is fluid theory. But we will be appealing. Our law center will be taking it to the Supreme Court of the
Hey,
state.
good.
Maybe higher. Who knows?
Good.
And that's the problem, right? The problem is if you don't have somebody like your organization and you
Right.
to back you, that goes nowhere.
That's right.
It
And it
doesn't.
keeps happening.
You're on an island.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like this teacher.
That-
That's
spend
why
it- you
our
spend your own
coalition we
money.
talked about a while
Yes.
ago. We need to get a line behind somebody, create pressure, back you up. You're showing some leadership and some balls by trying to put some, and they don't want to hear it. Well, we create some public pressure and maybe they'll fold to it.
100%.
I said
we
last
got to
time.
get aligned, and it's like I said, it's
totally
like
agree
herding
with it.
cats.
I agree with that.
No, I told him. I said my only tool, my only weapon I have is to go public, right? To go on this show, to go on the Facebook pages, and let everybody know what's going on. That's the only thing I have.
And let
they
others
hate
let
it.
others do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They hate
Imagine
it.
if you had
Yes.
20 other groups weighing in
Absolutely.
behind
Yeah,
you.
pushing in behind
Right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people
Now
that
it's got
are
some
in,
weight.
the people that are in power right now, they don't want to make decisions on anything. Nope. They don't want to. They don't want to make.
They want to ruffle feathers.
and they don't. But they don't want to have to make decisions on anything. Therefore, they spend thousands of dollars on lawyers, and they let the lawyers run
At
everything.
taxpayer expense.
I was
Taxpayers,
about to say, yeah,
and
taxpayers paying for it.
and they let the lawyers run everything, and they do everything the lawyer says. So I put in a APRA to the school for a executive session, sealed executive session minutes. I knew they were going to reject it, but I put it in there to just to try to force something along. It's something that's been done, what, a year or so ago? I don't know how long ago it's been done, but it's been over. Like, it's been over with. I get an email from their lawyer saying, "Hey, we would like to, we want to meet with you. We want to talk about the legality of this." And so I was like, "All right, I'll go listen to you." But the whole point that I'm saying is, anytime anything becomes uncomfortable for them and they feel like they have to start making a decision, they call in the lawyers, and the lawyers will try to defuse it.
Shut you down.
Yeah,
Shut you down.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
the
That's
thing.
the strategy. They're not trying to diffuse it. They're trying to shut you down.
And drag
try
it
to
out,
shut it down.
drag it out, drag it out.
Well, not only that, but you meeting with the lawyers, cha-ching, there's a bill.
That's right.
on the
Oh, yeah,
lawyer.
there's a bill right
That's
there.
right.
I mean,
And,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
that
You
was
got it,
something.
Jay.
That was something that was told to me by a guy that I had lunch with. Not going to say his name right now.
how many lawyers were there?
There was two.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Double,
$1,200 an hour right there. Yeah.
That's why we're quadrupled, sextuple our
Yeah.
our budget.
That's why we need a 3.5% tax increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all for the schools. Probably paying that difference in the lawyer
It's all
budget.
for the
That's
school
probably
lawyer.
half it. Yeah.
It's all for the school lawyer.
Yeah.
So how do we get behind the coalition and the legal stuff that they're doing? Because I think that's where, unfortunately, the reason I told the whole story is because, unfortunately, that's the path they take. They say they do unconstitutional stuff all the time on purpose. They don't care if it's constitutional or not, and they say, sue me.
They want tied up in
So,
courts.
so I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. We need the standard bearer to step forward,
Okay.
and then we need the grassroots to finally get a line. I mean, we have tried multiple statewide initiatives. 30, 40 people raise their hand in our meeting. Yep, we'll do it. And we never get one repost on social media.
Yeah.
We never get one, call to their representative or school committee member or whatever.
No, but
Because it's not their issue.
Right.
you'll get torn apart by 100 purple hairs. You know what I mean? But you're never gonna.
So
get anybody's support.
but once it starts,
Yes.
once that spark,
Get that ball rolling.
I think because it's an 80-20, 90-10 issue,
Yeah.
we will win it. But just getting the goddamn snowball started down that mountain is tough
Yeah.
in this state.
So I
Need
feel
a
like
lot of support.
so far this show, we really haven't. We had a little fun in the beginning. the last half of the show has been.
Let's read more of that book.
No, that's not. That's not.
The last half of the show, we kind of just we've been complaining a lot, which they're things that are worth.
We put
complaining
forth some
about.
solutions, though.
Some
Yeah, oh
solutions.
yeah, absolutely.
I think that I don't know what I think. I like this whole conversation. It just a lot of times, especially this specific conversation about the transgender thing, it gets my mind in a place that I don't understand why. Especially, all right. So we're going to have this an episode soon where we're talking about the school shootings. A lot, or the last few of the religious school shootings have been from transgender people.
Yeah.
And it's not about the transgender.
They don't want you to know about it.
They
though.
don't want you to know about it. 9 of them, actually.
But again, okay, so it's not about the transgender thing. It's about the mental health.
Correct.
It's, I know, and I know, Jason, I don't know how you feel about this,
But
but,
they-
transgenderism, body
So,
dysmorphia,
But they push the
Listen, I'm
acceptance.
going to
of it.
say
a mental health
to
issue.
me the issue is not transgender at all. It's just mental health. It's not transgender.
But that's what
just
transgender
But the-
is,
but the-
though.
But
the-
the transgender have a higher instance of having issues with mental health, whether it's because they're not accepted. I don't know what it is. I have no problem with transgender people. I have a problem with the school allowing children who are not 18 to transition. If you're over 18 and you want to transition, I support
Right.
you 150%. Well,
As long as there's no tataxpayer money involved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not, I don't want to
exactly.
pay
Yes.
for it. I don't want
Correct.
to. I don't want to go to jail if I misgender you by accident. If you tell me what your pronouns are, I'll call you by them. But if I don't know and I
I won't.
misgender you,
I
don't
won't.
don't put me in.
I
Don't
won't.
I
put
won't.
me into the.
There's also something called
I'm out.
God's truth involved
out
here.
on
Here's
that,
something
yeah.
else, though. Something else to
And
think
there's
about.
no, and I have a right to free speech and freedom of
Yeah,
religion.
Correct.
I don't affirm.
I'm not going to call she a him.
I don't affirm the identities of schizophrenia people. I don't say that. Oh, you're Fred today. Okay, I affirm that. You're Fred.
Well, you
today.
can choose to, but you should not be forced.
You shouldn't. You approach.
Right. You can
somebody-
choose to,
You
if
approach
you choose
somebody
to.
with
Yeah.
multiple
Correct.
personality disorder as a mental health
But
issue.
But now
It's
you're
the
saying
same
that
thing.
transgender is multiple personality. I don't agree with that.
If a true transgender person, I think right now a lot of it is fad. A lot of it is people
Oh, it is.
who
Agreed.
want to
Agreed.
just think it's cool.
I think
but
it's Well,
it's 'cause they-
the very few people that do have that
But here's the
gender
thing.
dysmorphia, that is a mental.
So do you know that in 1845, I think it was, Rhode Island they banned the death penalty because there was a guy down at Cumberland, Cranston Print Works in that area. Then they executed him. He committed a murder. They executed him. They found out later on that he didn't do it. And they said it was better to, they banned the death penalty because they said it was better to let 100 guilty people go free than execute one innocent person. And I'm not willing to do that with transgenders. I don't think we should because out of 100 transgenders, 75% of them might be crumbling to the fad. I don't want to hurt the 25%. But what I'm telling you, I will not do is I will not take the parent out of the equation,
Right.
because
No.
they have mental
Right.
they have mental issues. I'm not saying transgenderism is a mental issue. Every single time somebody says, they make the case for not telling the parents, they say because transgender people are 3 times more likely to kill themselves. I'm telling you right now, that's my reason for telling the
Yep,
parents.
that's right.
Because you are not in their
And
lives.
the myth is otherwise. So great point. So I did an interview today at Providence Business News about the the windmill. You know how they shut down
Oh yeah, the
Revolution
windmills.
Wind.
Yeah.
So they're doing a story on the viability of offshore wind and how that relates into Rhode Island's larger energy strategy. You know, we're so proud to be the first state to have a net zero
Oh, yeah.
goal by whatever. And
Yeah.
As
Electric-
reflected in my bill.
Yeah, electric vehicle. Right. Well,
Actually, they told us the bill's higher
right.
because of that.
That's right.
Yep.
But whether it's climate change and energy, whether it was the COVID vaccines and mask mandates, the
Yes.
6-foot rule, or whatever, or natural immunity is worthless, or whether it's a transgender myths about you would rather have a transition child or a dead child, that argument they give you.
Yeah.
So much of our public policy, especially on this, is based on myth.
It is.
It is.
All of this, the left believes in myths that
They
aren't
do.
true.
They do.
But how do you can't tell them that?
Yeah, I know.
They
I-
won't accept.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's hard. I don't know.
They're pushing-
But ultimately the myths will be
Maybe
they'll
Maybe
be
not.
shown for what. Yeah, they will eventually. It's happening nationally. It will
It is.
it will happen soon. It will filter Rhode Island.
yes.
You know if there's ever a red wave, it's not going to hit the shores of Rhode Island for a long time.
No, for a while,
talking about a
correct.
red
Yeah.
wave.
But it will hit us eventually. We got a leader in the president. I mean, a lot of people hate him, a lot of people love him, but
Yeah.
he's showing leadership, and he's trying to do undo as fast as he can all this stuff, and eventually that wave's gonna because it's God's truth. I'm sorry, I'm a religious guy. I'm sorry,
Yep.
it's God's truth, and
Yeah.
ultimately that will prevail. I believe that.
And listen, I am not waiting for a red wave. I'm waiting, like you said, for the conservative wave
Right, right.
to move back to center. To move back to center.
Common sense, just
The
common sense.
craziness-
Common
the
sense.
craziness
Yeah.
back
Well, that's
at it.
my thing. It's like the left pushes the acceptance of this transgender stuff. Like, why
that
is
is-
this accepted?
That's what I'm talking
during
about.
It shouldn't be accepted. Like, it
That's
shouldn't
why.
be allowed to be accepted, like you said, under 18. Over 18, you want to have at it, have at it.
Yep.
We had a
That's why,
coalition.
that's why it's a fad, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree
that's
with
why
you.
it's a
Yeah.
fad, because
Yeah.
they
Yes.
accept it.
We had a coalition during the election of, I mean, we probably not not just of candidates, but of people that helped us. 30, 40 people that were really involved.
Engaged, yeah.
And they were Democrats, and they were Republicans, and they were true independents, and we were all right in the middle, right? We were all right in the middle, and we didn't have any extreme left-wing Democrats or extreme right-wing We had everybody was right in the middle, and I think that's what's missing. That's where
This was a coalition of candidates.
cold candidates and
it was
people
10 of
helping
us.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had
Oh, good.
Democrats,
That's
Republicans.
a great strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. There was 10 of us.
Keep
two
on
of
it.
us.
Keep on it.
Two of us won. Him and Andrew Bacon on the school
Bacon,
committee.
Yeah. We had a couple of people that were with us that were already in
Keep
in
on
the-
it.
Yeah.
The next
on it.
election's a big one because everybody's out.
Oh wow.
Term limits.
Well, and
Not everybody, but-
unless they do something scoochie fachi to try to screw that over.
That's
yeah.
all election
I can
integrity.
see
That's a
that
whole
happen.
nother
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a whole.
So have you gotten any wins then? Let's talk about some wins. Have you gotten any wins in your
It's hard to gauge. The only actual definable win we've ever had
yeah.
was such a ridiculous issue,
Yeah.
but we still won. It was, you might remember 8-9 years ago, the issue of, we called it hair braider freedom. Do you remember that? Just to braid hair, they had a state law that said you have to go through thousands of dollars of worth and hundreds of hours of worth of education and training just to braid hair like a cosmetologist would or a barber would, because you're using sharp art.
Yes.
There's no tools, there's no chemicals, you're just twisting hair.
Yeah.
So we said, exempt hair braiding from these regulations. And we fought for 3 years, and we finally won the goddamn issue.
Yeah.
Hair braider freedom. That's the only discernible. Now, have we stopped other bills through public? Because they've tried to do worse things on climate change. They've tried to tax the rich. We fought against all those. That's another myth. Taxing the rich can help, is a good thing. We fought. Some of those things went through despite our efforts. Some of them didn't. Was it because of us? I don't know. I can't say directly, but the only thing I know we directly did was the hair braider freedom.
So I don't feel like. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say that the people that helped are the people that your detractors would probably say that you're trying to hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
And,
Yeah, we're putting people in danger because you might twist the hair an extra twist or something.
I don't feel like. I feel like everybody thinks and communicates in talking points. I don't
Exactly.
think that anybody ever has a deep philosophical conversation or a theological conversation about any of these issues. And as soon as the dog whistle goes out there, right, one talking point, you're all of a sudden labeled this, and then they start spitting their talking points, and there's no constructive conversation happening. Are there places where they are having the deep philosophical conversations? Are there places where you want to know the nature of man? Well, man is a beast, right? Man is the beast of the field, right? We're all living on instinct. Like, are there places where people are trying to determine that, or are we just in a place?
Well, those conversations are not taking place in the halls of power. They're happening in our coalition. They're happening on social media in certain groups. But because of the cancel culture, you cannot have those conversations, and those are legitimate public debate issues. But we cannot have an honest public debate in this state. So the media is aligned against us.
Oh, yeah.
The media just back. I mean, a quick story. One of our donors, again, I won't mention names, but one of our donors was involved. His family was involved with the Providence Journal decades ago. If you remember, the Providence Journal used to be conservative 30 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wasn't here.
Then the ownership decided to sell. This guy's family tried to buy the Journal, but they ended up selling to some liberal national big conglomerate.
Yep.
And then that conglomerate decided we're not going to hold lawmakers accountable. To me, the media is the real problem in this state.
Oh.
Politicians will always be politicians. Politicians will always put up their finger and say, which way's the wind blowing today? And I'm going to go that way, right? That's what politicians have done from the beginning of time.
Yep.
But in America, there's supposed to be an honest media, the defenders of truth. That's their goal, to hold them accountable. And this donor said to me, big donor, if our family had bought the Providence Journal, this state would be different.
Do you know why that's the case? Do you know why the media has bought all in on being propaganda?
Ads.
Well, it's because of who.
Ads.
Not just that.
Ads.
In 2012,
It's because of who owns them too, I would think, right?
In 2012, there was a redoing of the Smith-Mundt Act. Do you know anything about the Smith-Mundt Act?
Nope.
So the Smith-Mundt, you're
Nothing. No, nothing.
You be sarcastic?
No, I don't know anything about it.
So the Smith-Mundt Act was it restricted news organizations and media to propagate propaganda within the United States. Obviously, you can propagate propaganda to your foes or outside because you don't want them knowing what's happening. But it was illegal to propagate propaganda within the United States. In 2012, they reformed the Smith-Mundt Act.
This is a federal act?
Yes, and made it legal to now produce propaganda within the United States. And after that happened, you started seeing all of the intelligence agencies, higher-ups, retiring from the intelligence agency and going and working at these news agencies.
To spread their propaganda.
And they're the ones behind. And this is why I haven't believed a thing that has come out of any cable network, because I don't know what's propaganda and what's not.
Right.
I'm in a place where I don't know what's true and what's not true anymore, because it feels like everything that's on television is to push an agenda.
You're so right. When you see the swamp, the powers that be, and the media, and the advocates all aligned, then you know something's wrong.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then
no
they
doubt
shut
about
everybody like us. They'll shut us down because we're trying to present a different.
That's
or they've gotten so many.
If this was 5 years ago, they would have blackballed us on YouTube and everywhere,
Yeah,
on
they've gotten
Facebook
so
and everything
many
else.
Sheep. They've gotten so many sheep and so many. I'm just going to say sheep to follow them and believe every word that the media says, and they don't even know that they're being lied to. They still believe that Jake Tapper or them other people, they still believe everything that comes out of their mouth.
You're
And
so
they're
right.
reading off a teleprompter, and it's probably from some CIA agent retired who is pushing a story. And you'll notice also a lot of the stories that are total propaganda and total hoax that is just like you can tell. They always go to a few independent reporters.
Yeah.
And their sources are always
Yeah.
from somebody within the CIA or some intelligence agency. That's why it's hard to believe anything anymore.
No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely right. And just like it's supposed to be the media's role to hold politicians accountable when they stray from the truth or stray from the Constitution or the goals of this country. That's why Trump has had this, again, like him or not.
Yeah, 100%.
He's holding the media accountable.
He is. I love it.
And he's beating them.
He is.
People still believe the media is what I'm trying to say.
And he's brought
Less
Yeah.
than they used to, though.
a lot less. Yeah, I would
Less
say a
than
lot
they
less
used
than
to, though.
So people I hang around, they still believe the media. And it's frustrating. And it gets me to a point where I'm just like, screw it. I'm done with politics. I'm done with everything.
Because nobody fact checks anymore. You know what
No?
I mean? It's
No.
somebody puts something in the paper on TV, and by the time you fact check it and you find out it's false and you try to report it, they're on to 10 different things.
You know, I think I
Writing the
would.
fact checks though.
I
Follow
think
the money.
You know, I
privately. I mean,
You know, I think I was personally responsible for getting PolitiFact in the Providence Journal shut down.
I love it.
When we started, they came after me hard. You know what? The first thing they did. I don't know if you remember. 12 years ago, 13, 14 years ago, right in the beginning, Obama had a national bill that it would be illegal to sell traditional light bulbs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
do
remember that.
So we put out papers and everything arguing against that. Well, in a radio interview, again, I didn't even realize I said it's going to be illegal to buy those kinds of light bulbs when it was really going to be illegal to sell them. So PolitiFact says, we challenge your statement. Now, I'm thinking in my head, sell.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even realize that I had said buy. So I give them all the documentation, all of the things that said, here's the fact. Here's what the law says. It's illegal to sell. It's going to be illegal to sell these. They give me liar, pants on fire because I mistakenly used the word buy instead of sell. Just it was a slip of the tongue. Well, I was on a radio in WPRO or something like that. But so they did this to me 2 or 3 times. And on the 4th time, I said, F you guys. I'm not responding. You have no right to be judge, jury, and executioner all in one, you crooked bastards. I'm not responding to this. And a month later, PolitiFact was gone. Now, again, was it because of me? I don't know.
Yes,
mind.
I love it.
I don't know.
I love it. Oh, that's good stuff. And you're right. And now we can't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to be the party pooper on this table, but we've been going well over. We're well
We're
over
7 hours now?
almost 2 I think we're over 2
It
hours.
says up there 7 hours.
After so long, it flips back over. Yeah, you're right. So I feel like we need to bring this episode to a close.
So let me just say one thing.
One thing, yes.
The irony, right? So our superintendent, the same superintendent that called the police on Caleb and said, "Go," because he said, "Be warned. Don't hold this information from me." I'm in a group chat, which is not protected, not executive session, and now it's. I was looking for it earlier. Thank God I screenshotted everything in the group chat, but it's no longer in my phone. It was
No way.
deleted, right? In a group chat, we have some issues with I feel a whistleblower and retaliation in Cumberland. There are many different cases that I've been emailed on and I've been privy to that are whistleblower retaliation or retaliation by the administration against teachers, parents, So I tell the superintendent, I have these people emailing me. He goes, "Well, give me the evidence. Give me the evidence. Give me the evidence." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to give you the evidence. You're the guy who's investigated all these other ones and found no problems,
Yeah, right.
I said, but what I will do is I will do a Cumberland School Committee subcommittee to investigate whistleblower retaliation.
Good idea.
Whistleblower retaliation and retribution claims. And he said, the guy who called the police on Caleb says, "This, what you saying that reminds me of? It reminds me of
Hitler.
It reminds me of the U.S. No, he said it reminds me of the U.S. Committee on Un-American Activities
there you go.
Commission.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
McCarthyism.
Yeah.
Called me,
Yeah,
and he
Hitler.
called the police on Caleb for a Facebook post saying that if you hold my kid transitioning, there's going to be
was
something,
This was my warning.
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah.
100%.
To expose
Yeah,
it.
bring him out.
To expose it.
Bring 'em
That's
out.
the warning, you know, but
All right, name that. What's the superintendent's name?
Phil Thornton. He
Phil
wants
Okay,
some more.
thank you. Name
And
the name. Name the
Oh,
name.
yeah,
And
100%.
by the way, anyone who listens, they're trying to give him another 3-year contract.
And give
Wait,
him a
did
raise
he just give a
too.
raise?
They just gave him a raise. It passed 6-1.
Oh,
Guess who the one was? And they're trying to give him a 3-year extension on his contract because, my God, we if to paraphrase, we in Cumberland can't live without.
So wait.
Phil Thornton.
Now, did you
Can we
hear
figure out-
Charahoe refused to give their woke superintendent because they have a majority, and they finally had the balls down there after they caved on a number of other
finally.
issues to say we're not going to renew your contract.
Jason, how long has he had the contract?
So wait.
This superintendent.
wasn't he the one that put Warwick in debt? Him and his financial.
I don't know if he put him in debt, but he was down there when that whole thing happened. And
He was like $9 million in debt.
How long has he been the superintendent here?
They didn't know about.
He was here for 2 stints. He was here, and then he left
So
us
this
high and
last
dry,
stint.
and then he came back.
What, he went to Warwick?
And when he came back, he gave him he got a what? How big of a percentage of a raise?
So this year, I mean, it's
Not this year. I'm talking about before when he got a raise.
I can't give you real numbers, but it's way above what the teachers are getting.
So
it was
wait.
close to 10% maybe.
He
Something
left-
like that.
Over the course of the couple of years, it's I don't know. I can't.
And
tell
now they
you,
want to
but-
give him another
And he
one.
left the school district in Warwick, which
No, they
is
didn't.
probably
They don't want to. They did.
4 times the size of Cumberland. And now he's making more money here?
I don't know if he's making more money. I don't know those details.
I mean,
don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
I have him, but I don't know him. You know, I don't know him offhand, but I can get back to you. But
I gotta say, I like the
but like I
TV
said-
beard, by the way.
Sten
the TV beard.
died.
Yeah, there's no more grays. Where'd the grays go?
I got out of the sun. That's all. I got out of the sun. That's all that happened.
A little zinger right there, baby.
Well, there you
Laugh
go.
it up,
Thanks.
Chuckles. Laugh it
I
up.
couldn't let it go.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate you making the show not go out on a bummer. Sten, tell us, tell people where to follow you and where to watch you.
RIFreedom.org if you want to see all our reports. On the energy issue, RIFreedom.org/energy. All of our body of work is there, the windmills and everything else that's going on. OceanStateCurrent.com. So RIFreedom.org and OceanStateCurrent.com is our media arm. And
do a
on the
podcast.
transgender issue, if you go /Jane-Doe, you'll see all the stuff we have on that case. That's a true. I mean, look, you all watch the cable national shows. You've seen the mother is on whose kid.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of those cases comes close to the egregiousness.
No.
Is that the right word? Of this Jane Doe case. And we're trying to raise national profile on that. So our OceanStateCurrent.com/Jane-Doe.
And you host a podcast on there.
In the that if you go to watch on OceanStateCurrent.com, my In the Dugout podcast, you can just select it from the drop. We have about 5 or 6 podcasts right now, and we're gonna want to add you guys to that list, and we'll just co-produce if you guys agree to that.
Yeah.
But some of our podcasts are self-produced, some of them are third-party produced, like yours. But we're trying to get as many views. We got a new podcast I'm really excited about. It's a black Hispanic woman named Jessica Gomes. Her and a guy named Alejandro, I can't think of his last name, Toban, I think, are doing a show dedicated trying to educate low-income inner-city families about the realities of certain policies. And that's an important constituency for us,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, Providence always screws up the vote every year.
Right. So imagine, if you can get 20 to even 25, 30% out of Providence, you can win a statewide or federal
Yeah, you can.
election.
Yeah.
But with only 10%, you can't win anything.
No.
So
What's the Facebook? What is your
so
Facebook?
you
/RI Freedom, and on X, I don't even. I'm not even sure what it is.
Well, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to put all of your contact information for those, or at least the URLs to wherever it is you're in the description of the video. That way people can go and
Oh, there it
find you.
is.
We're also going to
We've been
RI
essentially
Freedom.
blackballed from Rhode Island media.
All right,
wherever-
freedom and prosperity.
Wherever you are.
For what?
RI Center for Freedom and Prosperity.
Rhode Island Center for Freedom and Prosperity is our formal name, our full name, but on
As a Facebook. That's
on
right, that's
Facebook it's just RI Freedom, I think.
Okay. So I'll find those. I'll find them and I'll put them in the description.
Or I'll
like
give 'em to
people
you,
can
yeah.
lead.
We're gonna put your major league batting average in the description.
Son of a bitch. Can we get him off the... Can we cancel him? Can we cancel culture him?
The only guy who has an IQ higher than his batting average, Mike Stenhouse.
For Cumberland Unfiltered podcast listeners, you can find us at Cumberland Unfiltered at Rumble, Facebook, and all of the major podcast platforms. Like, subscribe, share, comment, be a part of the conversation, join us on the table. That's a wrap.
Let me just
That's
salute
not a
you
wrap.
guys. Let me salute you guys for making discussion fun and interesting. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Good luck. Really
appreciate it.
fantastic.
Oh, that's the booze. That's not us.
That's a wrap.